The Sharpie 500 from Bristol Motor Speedway on TNT. Brought to you by Sharpie. How do you use your Sharpie? By Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. Lowe's, improving home improvement. By Viagra. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you. And by McDonald's.
I think Weber was on a sympathy play here today. He sounded fine there.
I think that was Friday.
Oh, okay. That's the magic of videotape. Welcome to TNT's coverage of the Sharpie 500 at Bristol. Glad to be here with you. Alan Bestwick, Wally Dollenbach, and Benny Parsons, winner at this racetrack in 1973. You know, all the talk about the atmosphere, the stadium. Now, these drivers have to go racing here.
Now, now's the time. And really and truly, to do that, you have to have a pretty doggone good race car. Got to be able to keep that thing on the bottom like Wally talked about in Wally's world. Keep that car on the bottom of the racetrack. Be able to get off the corner without losing the back end. And the pit crews have to do a tremendous job, because here track position, I think, is really going to be the key. We've seen two of the last three victories. Guys have stayed out for 150 laps, stayed in front, and no one could get by them.
All right, last night we played around with how many cautions would there be in the NASCAR Busch Series race. I got a better one for you tonight, Wall. Ready?
I'm ready.
Which will be greater, the number of lead changes or the number of caution flags tonight?
That's a pretty tough question. That's a good question, which is surprising from you, Alan, but no, that's a good question. You know, usually you get a guy here that may get really hooked up, and if there's one car that gets hooked up and he can stay on the bottom like Benny and I are talking about, he's going to be tough. So I think I'm going to go with the cautions.
What do you think,
especially
BP?
if it's a full moon tonight?
Yeah, there's probably going to be 12, 14 caution flags and probably 8 or 9 lead changes. Maybe 8 or 9 lead changes.
Well, it just wouldn't be right if I agreed with the two of you, so I'll go with the lead changes greater than the caution flags tonight, and we'll see how it all works out, okay?
Okay.
All right, we've been here for a couple days. These fans have been coming in here, getting all charged up. Are we ready to start this thing?
I'm ready. You ready?
I am ready. Let's go.
All right, let's go trackside for those famous words to get this thing going.
And now for the words you've all been waiting for, Grand Marshal Kelly Neal.
Drivers, start your engines.
Ready to go with the Sharpie 500 at Bristol. Careening around this racetrack must be a lot of fun from behind the wheel.
It's very, very physical. This has got to be the toughest place in the world. And we go inside EA Sports and show you how they're going to do it. NASCAR Thunder 2003 inside my TNT Pontiac. Oh, just to give a little rhino and a little bump go by. What do you think of that, Wally?
That's pretty aggressive there, BP.
All right, now then. And the spotter got to work with you. The spotter's got to tell Rusty Wallace I'm behind. Hey, Rusty, look out. I'm coming on the inside.
Leaving the outside open.
I don't think Rusty...
Oh, you are not making any friends tonight, BP.
I used the apron just a little bit, didn't I? And John Andretti, he's a nice guy. He's going to move over and let me go by. Oh, pretty doggone close. But, folks, that's how close it's going to be, and that's what you've got to do if you're going to hoist the trophy tonight.
Guys, take a camera to the pits and follow BP to the truck, because there's going to be a lot of hot drivers after him.
Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, is proud to sponsor the Bud Pole Award given to the fastest qualifier at each NASCAR Winston Cup race, Jeff Gordon. Fastest qualifier for a second straight Bristol race here, his 42nd career Bud Pole Award since 1979. Anheuser-Busch has awarded more than $7 million as title sponsor of NASCAR's Pole Award program. Here we go, Walmart starting grid for tonight's Sharpie 500 alongside Jeff Gordon, looking for that elusive first win this year. Dale Earnhardt Jr. led 181 laps in finishing fourth here in the March.
In row 2 on the inside, Michael Walter, great qualifying run. Rusty Wallace, 9 wins. 6 of those wins have been on the concrete surface.
Golden Benny winner Bill Elliott is in row number 3. Johnny Benson thinks he's got a great car tonight. See if he can get that breakthrough win.
On the inside of row 4 is Ricky Craven. On the outside, Kurt Busch would love to win one for his sponsor.
Dodge and Ford in row 5. Ward Burton, the Daytona 500 winner with 5 top 10s in his last 7 Bristol races. Matt Kenseth.
Jimmy Spencer on the inside of row 6. He finished second here in the spring. Here in Kurt Busch had a little tussle with Bobby Labonte on the outside.
Jeremy Mayfield driving for Ray Evernham. Going to come from row number 7. Ryan Newman, very quick in happy hour. We'll see.
And Ricky Rudd, 50 times he's been here, no victories. Could tonight be the magic night? Skinner announced this week they're going to Pontiac.
Unfortunately, Mike's going to go to the back. His team changed an engine, so he'll have to drop to the tail end of the field. Also, Elliott Sadler will go to the back of the field. We'll see Elliott's starting position a little bit later on.
Dale Jarrett, Joe Nemechek in row 10.
And Mark Martin, second in points, way back in row number 11, along with Kyle Petty.
Now on the inside of row 12 is Kevin Harvick. Happy Harvick. Let's try to talk to him. Kevin, Benny Parsons, you got me?
Try it again there, BP.
Kevin Harvick, Benny Parsons up at TNT. You got me?
That's Benny. How are you?
I'm okay. You missed your chance at winning at night last night. How about tonight?
Hopefully we were just saving up for tonight. The GM Goodwin's car has been pretty good since we unloaded. We made a lot of adjustments, and we'll just have to see how it falls. But we'll try, that's for sure.
So what's Gil Martin and the guys been saying to you? Have you mentioned patience once or twice today?
All about finishing first here, because if you don't finish, you don't have a chance to win. So this is probably the hardest race to finish right here.
Well, Kevin, good luck to you. Thanks.
Benny.
Kevin Harvick going to come from row number 12 tonight in the Sharpie 500. Now we look at the final qualifiers on time. Jeff Burton got the 36th and final spot of the field. Then we go back into provisional land. And Elliott Sadler, I mentioned him starting back here, 38th place. That's where he started when he won at Bristol in the spring a year ago. See if that same magic rubs off on that 21 car tonight.
And there Steve Park is in 42nd spot. And there's a lucky fan if Steve Park wins tonight, picks up $1 million bonus.
Sure, you want me to pronounce that name, right? No, we'll wait. We'll do it later.
All right.
I need to practice that one a couple times during a commercial. 4 drivers failed to qualify here at Bristol. Sadler, Long, Sauter, and Shepard. We'll have to watch along with you tonight. Let's get some stories from pit road, starting with Dave Burns.
Last week, Dale Jarrett was the Michigan winner, lucky enough to spin and win. In 1997, he led 10 laps here at Bristol on his way to his only victory. Fast and lucky, DJ will need to be both tonight in order to win. Marty Snyder.
Well, Dave, if Jeff Gordon's a favorite, his teammate Terry Labonte might be a good dark horse pick. They tested here for 2 days. The test went excellent. And the last time they tested at Bristol was 1999, the famous night race when Earnhardt took out Terry Labonte for just a couple laps to go while it was leading. Matt?
Marty, tonight marks Bill Elliott's 155th career short track start, but he hasn't won here in Bristol since 1988. So Elliott and the Evernham Dodge boys came to Thunder Valley and tested. They worked on comfort and feel. They crossed the first big hurdle by knocking down a top 5 start. Now the largest hurdle of all is getting that 9-car to victory lane. Mike Ford told me, the crew chief, it was very fast on the short run, but slow on the long run. They made a number of changes, hoping to score Bill's 3rd win in his past 5 starts this season. Bill?
Matt, Ricky Rudd starts 15th tonight and finally knows where his future is. Earlier this week, it was announced he'll be in the seat of the Wood Brothers Ford for the next 3 years. Rudd has 23 career victories, coming with some of the biggest teams in the sport. He's tied for 24th on the all-time list. The question is, can he get his 24th career win while still driving for Robert Yates? Is the team with the driver? Is the driver with the will Rudd's next win come in his new ride? We'll wait to see what happens.
You know, it couldn't be like Pocono where the cars are away from pit road for a minute at a time for Bill. He's got to be at Bristol, the noisiest track on the circuit.
Good luck, Bill.
We're with you, Bill. We're backing you up. I still got that glove up here if you need a relief pitcher. BP's at our Team Caliber 360 race car. What you got up there, Benny?
Alan, this has got to be the toughest racetrack on the circuit physically, because these guys go in the corner so fast to try to drive them out. It also is very, very hot and humid out there. And let me show you one reason it's so hot inside the race car. We go inside our Team Caliper 360. The exhaust system, as it comes off the cylinder heads, is about 1,200 degrees. As it goes down the tailpipes out to the collector, here it naturally cools off, and here it's probably 500 degrees. But right under the driver, right underneath the driver's seat, this exhaust system is probably 600-700 degrees. And that means the driver's about that far from that kind of temperature. It's 130, 40, sometimes 50 degrees inside the car. That's one reason that it's so tough, is the doggone heat inside the cars.
And that's complicated at this racetrack by the bowl nature of the stadium. There's just not a lot of air moving down inside that bowl.
No, there isn't. And a lot of the drivers, a lot of the teams will run hoses to get the air circulating underneath the seat, in between the seat and the floorboards, to help move that air a little bit, but it's like sitting on a burner.
Now let's talk track conditions here, Wally. We had the rain Just before we came on the air, it stopped, and it was a pretty heavy downpour. All the rubber that had been worked into the tractor in the NASCAR Busch Series race last night and the practice yesterday is gone.
Is gone. It's going to be slick for a little while. These guys are taking a few extra laps to get the track cleaned off a little. It's going to take a while to get that rubber back into the racetrack, so they're going to be sliding around a little bit.
Some things will follow for you through the course of the Sharpie 500 tonight. Race for the championship. Sterling Marlin starting back in 27th spot. Mark Martin back in 21st.
And track position, Sterling doesn't have it right now, but somehow, some way, Crew's got to get it. And do it with
pit strategy, right, BP? You're going to see a lot of that tonight. We saw Elliott Sadler sneak in with a long run on tires. Now, the cat's out of the bag. Everybody knows it. So you'll see a lot of teams doing the same thing, I believe.
And we'll keep an eye on more cautions or lead changes, too. Of course, the big thing for the drivers tonight, we talked about on Countdown to Green, keeping control of their emotions.
Yeah, you're going to have drivers getting mad. They're going to get hot. You can't help but so close. You got 43 cars on a half-mile racetrack. You're going to be bumping. You're going to get bumped. And you're going to have tempers flare. There's no doubt about it. You're going to have these spotters and these crew chiefs, BP, telling these guys the whole race, easy, take it easy, be patient, save your car.
And the spotter is so doggone important here, because when someone looks inside, like I was looking inside Rusty Wallace in EA Sports, if someone's looking in, the spotter's got to tell him someone's looking, because if you dive down to your groove, and just like he's not there, he's going to hit you in the left rear, you're going to back the thing in the wall, and you're out for the night.
And you're going to think, that guy did that on purpose.
But he didn't do it on purpose. But everyone there thinks that the guy behind him just didn't use any kind of common sense and ran in the back of him.
1 to go is the signal as the drivers come to the start-finish line. So one more pace lap before the Sharpie 500 begins.
And I think, what Earnhardt Jr. said